Hey, how you doing? I'm here to talk to you about reading strategies. A lot of times, first grade readers, what they do when they get to a tricky word is they try to sound it out. And a lot of times, we as adults, when we're trying to help our child, we are going to tell them to sound it out. But I have news for you. In English, sounding out is really challenging for first grade readers as the only strategy. What we want to do is help our children become flexible problem solvers when they're reading. So I'm going to show you how, as a parent, you can help your child with 3 other strategies. Start again, which is really helpful because when you get to a tricky word, sometimes just going back to the beginning of the sentence and rereading the whole sentence helps your child get a little bit more flow. That's the start again strategy. What makes sense? The most important strategy in the whole world is thinking about, what would make sense here? Because reading is all about making meaning. Strategy 3 is crash into the first chunk. So after starting the sentence again, a reader can crash into the first chunk. That means looking at the first part of the word, say the word is nibble, and looking at the first part which says nib, and if the sentence is, the cow liked to nibble its food, and your child crashes into the part that says nib, the cow liked to nibble its food, crashing into the first chunk is also a helpful reading strategy. So let me show you how this works in a book. Say your child is reading something called Boo-Hoo. All right, Boo-Hoo. Boo-Hoo. And say your child is going and reading like this. My grandfather died and, tricky word, I don't know this. And you can say to your child, well, try starting over. All right, let me try start over. My grandfather died and left. That's sliding the sounds, which is a little bit better than sounding it out letter by letter. My grandfather died and left me a cow. What would make sense? It's milking the cow. Let me try again. I wanted to milk it, but I didn't know how. I sold my cow and I bought me a horse. I can't get this. Let me start over and crash into the first part. I don't have to sound out the whole word. It kicked up its, what would make sense? It's hooves. It kicked up its heels and I sat in the grass. So remember, the strategies I've been doing is start again, what makes sense, and crashing into the first chunk. Really helpful. Let's go to the next page. I sold my horse and I bought me a pig. I bought it little and it No, let me start over and start. I bought it little and it got too big. Starting over is a really great strategy for helping your reading flow. I sold my pig and I bought me a sheep. I know what that is. It baaed all night and I could. What would make sense? You can tell your child, think about what would make sense. It baaed all night and I couldn't sleep. Oh, see that? Thinking about what makes sense is sometimes helpful. I sold my sheep and I bought me a goat. What's the first chunk? That's the like. The first chunk is like. It liked to, let me crash into the first chunk. Let me start over and crash into the first part. It liked to nibble. Yeah, it's got to be nibble. Let's see. Yep. It liked to nibble my grandfather's What would make sense? Shirt? No, it can't be shirt. Begins with K. It liked to nibble my grandfather's coat. See? Thinking about what makes sense? Important strategy. I sold my goat and I bought me a cat. It ran away with my grandfather's hat. I sold my cat and I bought me a mouse. It liked to run all, I got a tricky word. Let me think about what makes sense. Let me start over. It's running, okay, it's, it liked to run all over the house. See, I thought about what makes sense and I started over. Two really good strategies as a reader. I looked for the mouse to sell it to. Doesn't like the mouse. But I couldn't catch it, so what could I do? Boo-hoo, boo-hoo. And that's the story, Boo-hoo. So again, when your child is reading, try saying some other things besides sound it out or look at the letters. Try saying to your child, maybe start that sentence again. It might help you flow. Or try saying to your child, think about what makes sense. Readers are always thinking, what would make sense? And try telling your child, read the whole sentence again, and when you get to the tricky word, crash into the first chunk. So those are some reading strategies that you can do and you can support your child with doing, because sounding it out doesn't always work.